If someone's putting a whole lot of effort into something, whether it be their job or their uni or some sort of hobby even, well, what the hell am I doing this for anyway? What do I get out of this? What is it that we perceive that we will gain from the process? This is stuff that is just deep in the structure of our unconscious. If you spent time consciously noting it down and trying to write it down or whatever, you'd have to mine your internal space to find it, but it's there. It's there, and things you don't even realize, things that are repressed and suppressed, that are there in the deeper subconscious space. Maybe they want to please their father, the praise and attention that they get in that circumstance. In sports, for example, that's what they are driven by, that's what they get out of it, and they wouldn't admit it themselves, but if they really were honest there or could have a revelation there, they would see the reasons why. But there are reasons, right? And those are things that drive us back to it time and time again, right? To whatever it is that we're doing or not doing. What it is that someone is perceiving is needing to be done. For example, that they need to, just have one meal a day or have next to nothing, and they have to work out 3 hours a day. The perception of what needs to be done is going to regulate how much pain that they perceive in the activity or the things that they think that they need to do to get the result. But if in their mind that they saw, okay, well, actually, I just need to do, one 20-minute workout a week, and just start learning about food, for example, and that's where we start. The idea of doing that, the idea of doing one 20-minute workout and just learning about food, that's not so overwhelmingly painful, maybe for some people, but and then in that case, you'd bring it down even more. Bring it down to a point where the perceived pain is so much lower and able to be connected with. Otherwise, it's just going to be avoided, right? This is how it works. Maybe we're not seeing what the gains are, we're not connecting to, and this is the thing, it's not even about just recognition or seeing it, it's about feeling it, it's about connecting to the reality of what it will be like for when we gain those things. And like I said, it's things we might not be recognizing, like how much better your life will be, how much better you'll feel about yourself. If you're sort of suppressing that and repressing that, then the motivation isn't going to be there. It's not going to be generating from that deeper place, because it's like, well, who cares anyway? What am I getting out of it? Ignoring the good that we will get from something, or downplaying it, or saying, oh well, it's not going to be that good. It's going to kill your motivation. It's going to kill your engagement with it. These are thoughts. Again, just this very conversation here is a conscious act. We're consciously talking about this. So we're still not hitting it because we're talking, because we're consciously engaging. So even this is just trying to touch the edges of the unconscious. And that's where you get that, is again, when you just get that little feeling of insight when you're listening to this, and you go, oh yeah, I think I get it. And then you go to think about it again. It's like, oh, hold on, I lost it. No, you did, you got it, because all we get to do is touch the edges of it. That's all we get to do, right? So, and you'll get an inspiration and a resonance, and that's it. But trust me, that's a planting of the seed. That's planting the seed of awareness, the seed, and when it comes up, it'll be there, and it grows, and then it's just, our experience is constantly doing that, watering that seed, putting the sunlight on the seed. Our experience is the sunlight on the seed. And then all of our experience is having more of an impact on our unconscious, than our just random thoughts. We can restructure our thoughts, and then that's so great, but ultimately that's not what touches the subconscious space. It's experiences that do that in so much more. So, but when we have a certain frame that we go into an experience with, that it really helps to sort of mold that, or potentially get to a more deeper place. Spending some time, focusing on and thinking about and really trying to connect with, to emotionally connect to, what is it that we'll gain? The problem is too, is that if you connect to it that then all of a sudden it's like, oh, then I'm going to really want to do it, and then it's going to require all this effort. There's some resistance points there too. Again, unconscious stuff. Understanding what it is that's blocking us from the good, what we're denying ourselves the connection to that good because we don't want to feel committed to it because it's going to require all this effort. Again, there's other unconscious things happening there. It's becoming as aware as possible about all those things, right? And just spending some time just considering those things. You don't have to come to a conclusion about it. It's a constantly moving thing, you know, and maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. It's all very ambiguous, right? But it's insightful, and it's potentially changing you at a deeper level as you become aware of these things. And again, planting of the seeds. You know, that's all you can really hope to do with this stuff is plant the seed. And that doesn't mean you get some radical change immediately and completely. You know, you plant the seed, and then your experience will start to grow that. And so plant the seed of thinking, what is it that I'm gaining here? What are the possibilities? How could this improve my life? What is it that's going to get better? The more that you connect to that stuff, the more that you connect to the gain and what it is, how your life will improve, that you will naturally be drawn to that more. Right? And then there will be this tension between, okay, but what am I going to lose as well? What am I, you know, what pain is involved? And that's the thing. We love to try and, you know, narrow ourselves down to this sort of one being. My true self wants this, but we're all of them. We're everything and more. And we're more that we just do not understand. But we have multiple selves. So it's sort of in this tension between what we want. You know, we want multiple things. We want, you know, and different selves want different things. And then, you know, and within the same self, they want, you know, there's a tension between what they do and don't want. So, you know, there's all this stuff happening that we don't have to have a model for and be a perfect understanding of, because we just won't get it. But what we will do is just have a sense of it. We're touching the edges of it. We're touching the understanding of our subconscious self, right? And that's all it needs to be, you know, because not acting upon anything until we know it's absolutely true is you're just never going to get anywhere. So we just, you know, we touch the edges of it, we move more towards it, we make more changes, we move to where we want to go and who we want to be. So those are my thoughts for today. And again, we're going to keep exploring this stuff, exploring the subconscious stuff that makes the biggest, deepest differences in our lives and changes us at the deeper levels. And if you want to hear more of that sort of stuff, then click right here and I'll see you there.